Recent heavy rains and flooding mean a lot of standing water, and that can become a prime spot for pests. Tayler Davis joins us now live in the studio with more on the health risks. Tayler?
Environmental specialist John Wolford tells me there's not a real threat now, but when the weather gets warmer, all that water will really bring out the mosquitoes. Wolford says if you're dealing with flooding or standing water, you're at higher risk for large populations of mosquitoes. But there are things you can do now to protect yourself and your family.
Any container that will collect water, a bucket, tires, you want to try to dump that water out if possible. Like buckets, you can turn those over. Tires, if you can take them indoors where they don't collect rainwater, that's another way to prevent mosquitoes from breeding.
But if standing water is still an issue, Wolford says there are mosquito tablets or pellets you can buy that will kill the larvae when you drop them into the standing water. You can get them at your local health department when they're in stock or buy them at most home supply stores. Back to you.
A small box outside a hair salon in Scott City proved to be an inspiration for a Cape Girardeau pastor, one that led him to help members of his own community. Tayler Davis joins us now live to explain. Tayler?
Pastor David McNeely says that box contained free items for people in need. He decided to do the same thing at his church. Take a look. The box outside of the Church of God includes Bibles, canned goods, and even baby diapers. McNeely says they began stocking their box last Saturday and have already refilled it 4 times.
There's always people out there that don't have groceries to fill their cupboards. There's always people that their children go to bed at night hungry. Everywhere you're at, there's always a need. And some people are too proud to go ask for help. They don't have to ask here. They can come, open box up, and get it and leave, and nobody ever knows they were here.
McNeely says his church also provides clothes of all sizes on request. He says they also plan on expanding services later this year, including offering free meals once a month. Back to you.
Local now. This is Heartland News at 5.
Into the shredder, thousands of bump stocks destroyed in Texas. Today marks the first day of a federal ban on the attachments that essentially turn semi-automatic rifles into fully automatic weapons. Good afternoon. The Justice Department announced back in December that owners had 90 days to turn over or destroy their bump stocks.
That time period ends today, and while various groups have challenged the ban in court, it currently still stands.
Tayler Davis joins us now live at 5 with more. Tayler?
According to the ATF, you can face up to 10 years in federal prison and a $1,000 fine if you are found with a bump stock after today. Sergeant Joey Hand with the Cape Girardeau Police Department tells me you can turn your bump stock over to local police. If you are caught with one, Hand says your case will be turned over to federal prosecutor. Hand also says this ban can impact the community by reinforcing the gun laws already in place.
The type of a gun ban that we've dealt with has been more of a issue that we've dealt with on the back end, meaning that it's part of a drug search warrant or a criminal arrest, and we locate an item on a weapon that has been altered or suppressed. So generally speaking, that's something that is probably just going to solidify charges that we already have on someone.
According to the ATF, bump stock owners can decide to destroy it, but they should document it by taking a picture before and after destroying it, or take a video. Hand says if you have any concerns about bump stocks, contact the ATF. Back to you, Kathy. Members of 2 businesses located here at Codify plan to take March Madness to a new level.
Thought it'd be a lot of fun if we put together a bracket tournament for our industry as a whole. So everybody can play with people from other recruiting firms across the country.
Salesperson Stephen Gibson says the winner won't walk away empty-handed.
And it's a small enough pool where you can still win and still actually have a chance. You know, you play on CBS Sports and different places like that, and you're playing against millions of people. Or this, you know, it's a couple hundred.
While members here at Codify get ready to challenge their clients, I found employees in one office who plan on keeping an eye on the March Madness Challenge while they work.
I'm going to make my bracket tonight as soon as I get home, and well, I don't know which method I'm going to go with for picking the teams yet, but I'm definitely going to make one.
Copywriter Brianne Blakeroff says she's excited to compete against her peers.
So this is just sort of like my first big team experience that I get to have with them, and I feel like a lot of personalities are going to come through, and we'll just have a lot of friendly competition.
Live local now in Cape Girardeau, Tayler Davis, Heartland News.
We go from the city of New Madrid down to the Missouri-Arkansas state line. We have 57 miles of main line levee and flood wall.
Chief Engineer Charles Davis says all eyes are on this levee system right now.
If anything pops up, such as slides, wave wash, until it gets up against this wall, and then we will be walking this wall every day.
Davis tells me they've already closed most of the floodgates along the Mississippi.
I know the city of Crothersville is having some sewer and water line problems due to the seepage. Of course, the longer the river stays out, the worse the seep water is going to get.
We also found crews actively working to prevent floodwaters from spreading. I talked to employees at Bungie, busy making sandbags for 3 of their locations.
Some of them probably going to go to Portersville because they underwater. Not all the way, but close to it.
Bungie employees already built this concrete wall to keep waters from getting into the facility.
Gets up any more, if it gets up to 45 foot, it'll be past that, and we'll have to build another section onto that gravel right there.
Live local now in Caruthersville, Tayler Davis, Heartland News.